Why cheetahs? Nobody likes to share a piece of that tasty and juicy chocolate cake, especially if it's well decorated. For this reason, today at Cooking Globals.fun, we are going to make some individual and fresh chocolate cake popsicle, which we are going to make with 210 grams of flour, 45 grams of cocoa, a little bit of bicarbonate, 5 grams of chemical yeast, 220 grams of common sugar, 110 grams of milk, 2 eggs of those laid-back hens, 45 grams of oil, and 105 grams of water from the transparent one. For this part, for the recipe, you will need 3 bowls, 1 medium, 1 large, and 1 very large. In the first step, we are going to use the big one, in which you have to be able to mix the flour, cocoa, bicarbonate, and yeast with some balloon whisk until it's all the same powder with a rather strange color, truth be told. Now is the time to take the small bowl, in which we pour the milk, oil, and eggs without mixing. Last but not least, we turn off the very large bowl, considerably large. We are going to microwave the water and heat it for 2 minutes at 500 watts or until it boils. Meanwhile, we combine the strange colored powder that we had in a large bowl with the sugar until there is a strange colored powder with sugar. We added the unmixed liquids in a small container and incorporate them with a mixer to create a chocolate-colored paste without lumps. Now is the time to add the boiling water. Without burning, please. We beat again with the mixer and we have our individual chocolate sponge dough ready. I thought this last part will come later. For the moment, we are going to put it into 2 molds so that it can rise and get the necessary height and fluffiness of this cake. In the end, I have not used this silicone mold and I have decided to use another mold of aluminum to pour half of the dough that I already had in this mold. While they bake, which doesn't take long precisely, we are going to do the chocolate soaking for the individual chocolate cake. The cream is from whipping cream and the oil can also be coconut. The important thing is that it does not have a very strong flavor that spoils the taste of the chocolate. We start by putting the oil and cream in a container that can be put in the microwave without it exploding. We take it to the microwave for 1 or 2 minutes on maximum power so that it is very hot. Once it's the case, we add the chocolate, which will melt easy. And so that it does not stick to the container, move constantly just after pouring the chocolate and scrape the bottom and the walls with the spoon from time to time. When we have a liquid of the same appetizing chocolate color everywhere, our soaking is ready to be absorbed by the cakes that we are going to take out of the oven. Once the 80 minutes of cooking have passed, we prick it with a toothpick. If some crumbs stick to it, we can leave it a little longer, but not too much because it's not our intention that we have a dry or scorched cake. We take it out carefully and let it cool for 10 minutes inside the molds. We unmold it and put it on a rack until it's cooled completely. If you don't want to wait because patience is not your thing, dare you. I'm not going to burn my fingers when crushing the cake. Well that, as I was saying that I leave the subject, once the juicy and tasty cakes have been completely cooled, we crumble them into a crumb in a very large bowl. And once we have destroyed that precious cake that we have left that it hurts our soul to see crumb facts, we remove the tastings about our individual cake that will be ready in a while. And that is why we continue with the recipe, pouring on top of the crumbled sponge cake, the soaking and mixing with a spatula or directly with your hands until all the chocolate cake is bathed in chocolate soaking. With a spoon or 2, fill the silicone ice cream lolly molds and squeeze it very well so that it fully takes the shape of the mold. Put the wooden sticks in the freezer for an hour. After having our creams in the North Pole for an hour, we carefully unmold them and freeze them again so that they remain firm and do not relax with the heat, which has cost us our making them. And we repeat the process by refilling the molds and freezing them as many times as you want. You don't have to finish with the dough if you don't want to. You can take advantage of it for another preparation or eat it like that. Because to my liking, a 2 bits of chocolate cake out with chocolate soaking has come out. We are going to prepare the topping with milk chocolate, a little sweeter than the one we have used before, and oil, which, as I have already told you, you should not have a very strong flavor. We melt the chocolate in a water bath or in the microwave at 30-second intervals, stirring constantly, and once it's liquid with the scale, we add 20 grams of oil, or 10% of the amount that you have melted of chocolate. We mix it very well and in a tight container, bat the chocolate popsicle until they are completely covered. Drain them very well, and you can sprinkle them with chocolate chips or whatever you want. We put it on a rack and then we put it in a freezer for another hour. We do the decoration at this time, which is not mandatory, but it's very beautiful and appetizing. We use ruby chocolate and yogurt. Once the first of this is liquid after melting in the microwave or in a bain-marie, we add the yogurt and mix to obtain a very cool metallic gum-colored paste.
Meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
We form rhymes or whatever you like the most about ice cream with this cool and savory mixture. Speaking of calling, what do you think if you subscribe to my channel and give the bell so that YouTube calls you to see me every time I take out a video as cool as this? You can also watch another of my videos or go to my social networks to gossip, and why not to subscribe so that they also call you when I upload information or new and delicious recipes.